students out there. Thanks for joining me on this channel again. And at this particular moment in time, we're going to share out the discussion based on an exam preparation. And for today, particularly, we'll talk about sequences and series. And then under our discussion, we have 2020 GCE exam and we have 2019 GCE exam. So we are looking forward to 2021 July exam, whereas we are going to get a concept 1 or 2 and try to see how best we can apply this in an exam. But in the next 6 days that are remaining before the final exam, what's more important are self-belief, complete focus, and total determination in order to claim self-reliance so as to emerge victorious in the next month. For now, join me as I share with you how best we can handle sequences and series in paper 1, which is called an arithmetic progression. So when we talk about the sequences and series, they are divided into two. There is an arithmetic progression and there is a geometric progression. But by the way, a sequence is a series of numbers which are able to follow a certain order for there to be a number followed by another number. Good example. We can be able to have 2, we have 4, we have 6, we have 8, so on and so forth. So we're going to find that this is a sequence. And if this is a sequence, this is the first number, this is the second number, this is the third number, then this is the fourth number. So for us to get from the first number to the second number, there is a certain order which should be followed. And this order is whereas we added a 2. Even here we added a 2. Even here we added a 2. And this implies that the same number was being added to each and every number to get the following number. So this number is the order. This order is what we are going to call the common difference. When we say common difference, this simply refers to the number that's being either added or subtracted to get the following number from another number. Then, the first number of a sequence is called the first term. The first term mathematically is abbreviated as A. So inside a sequence, we are going to be having A, we are going to be having D. But then, we are going to be finding that this number is the first number, this is the fourth number. This number will be the fifth number, this will be the sixth number. We can have any number at an unknown position. So the position of the number will better be defined by a small letter A, which will mean nth term or the position of the unknown number. So let's discuss. So the formula that's going to link this, the formula for the arithmetic progression is nth term equals, that is A plus n minus 1, then D. Where n is the position of the number, A is the first term of the number, n is the same n which was here, and then this one is constant in the formula, then D is the number they were either adding or subtracting to each and every number to get the next number. So in this formula, we're going to be finding that they can say, find the fourth term, like in this way. The fourth term, this simply means to say, where there is n, we are going to replace 4 because the position of the number which we must find lies on the fourth position. So let's see what's going to be. Given that the 11th term of an arithmetic progression is 43, and the first term is 3, find A, the common difference. The first and most important thing, let's come up with the formula that links the arithmetic progression. So I'm going to say nth term equals, I'm going to say A plus n minus 1, then we're going to have D here. But then, they've said the 11th term is 43, and the first term is 3. So the 11th term, that means they've given a number here. Because we don't have that is n, neither do we have that is D. But the first term has also been given. They have said the first term is 3. So the 11th term, so say 11th term equals what there is A, we'll replace with 3, plus the 11th term. So we know the position of the number, 11 minus 1. Then here we're going to say a D. But what there is the 11th term expression, we're going to replace with the exact number that they give. The exact number was 43. Then this is going to be 3 plus. Then this is going to become 10, close brackets. Then I'm going to have a D. So I'm going to create a repeat mode where they said, given that the 11th term of an arithmetic progression is 43. And the first term is 3. The question was direct and it was all linked up by the same formula. So the formula is nth term equals first term plus n minus 1, open close brackets, then d at last. So we're going to say we are finding, they said the 11th term. So we're going to say t, but where there is a, we'll put 11, that's the position. Because the first term was given as 3 plus, we know the position of the number, and that is 11 minus 1. All we don't know is the common difference. So I'm going to say, where there is the 11th term expression will replace with the exact number they gave, which was lying on the 11th position. The number is 43. Equals, but the first term was given as 3, it is the one we brought down here. Plus, after subtracting the difference was 10, then t. And the first question on A is saying find the common difference. So we know this is our target. So we're going to say 43 equals, so this is going to be 3 plus 10 multiplied by d, a digit multiplied by a variable. The answer is the combination of that digit and d, a variable. Then at this moment we are going to cross over this 3 to the other side, where it's going to become, that is the additive inverse. So this 3 doesn't have a sign, we can assume it has a positive sign. Then it's going to be 43, but it was a positive 3. The additive inverse is negative 3. Equals positive 10 in d, but you can ignore a positive. Then 43 minus 3 is going to give a 40, which is going to give 10 in d. And it is at this stage that our value for d is going to be found, whereas we are going to divide with a 10, so as to get rid of 10 in order to remain with d. Even this side, we divide with 10. So 10 and 10 are going to cancel. Then I'm going to say d equals, so this 0 and that 0 cancels. Remember, in the bar, there is no use of the calculator. Then 1 into 4, the answer is 4. Having done that, it means we found the value for d. What's more important, as you are watching, you pause where you haven't understood, you rewatch, and ensure you are watching. Besides you, there should be a plain paper where you need to put this into action, so as to claim self-reliance in the next few days before the final exam. So the answer is d equals 4. What was meant to be understood is that the 11th term was given, so as the first term was. So at this moment, we are now going to go to b. B is saying, find the fourth term. We are going to involve the correct formula again. We say the nth term equals a plus n minus 1, then d. Remember, this formula is being involved in the bond, which means there will be no area where they are going to write the formulas even before the questions are being asked. And this calls for your participation to improve yourself, whereas you need to be ensuring that you're going through this in order to ensure that you get familiar with the formula so that there could be no problem that could arise. So we're going to find that here we have A. Our A, they said it was a 3. Then we found D. In this case, D, we found a 4. Then the position of the number we are looking for really is going to lie on the 4th position. Then we're going to say, where there is n, we're going to replace a 4, meaning 4th term, to suit what was being asked. Then we're going to say, where there is a, we replace with 3, plus. Where there is n, we say 4 minus 1. Then, where there is a common difference, I'm also going to replace a 4. Then we're now going to say 3 plus 4 minus 1 is going to give a 3. Then, outside, we are going to write a 4. Remember, like I said in the previous brief example, you need to multiply, that's when you can add, following the rule of odd mass. So I'm going to say the fourth term equals 3 plus 3 multiplied by 4 will result into a 12. Then the fourth term finally is going to become 3 plus 12. This is going to become a 15. So the fourth term is 15, having been able to find the correct value for the common difference, because A was given in the first place and this was given in the question where it said the fourth term. So the fourth term in this case is 15. That was something that was supposed to be expected by an examiner, provided a person emerged victoriously over last year's external exams. Now, let's see the question from 2019 GCE exam. I hope you've gotten a point. So before you go to the next question with me, ensure that as you are watching, you can pause for a while. Then try to reflect on the things that I've just been able to explain, and that at least you just get an idea or two, and then ensure that you make it according to your advantage. Then we're going to go to 2019 GC exam. At times we need to know to say an examiner's favorite setup of questions can involve fractions or negative. The best we can do in order to hack all those setups is whereby we need to invest our time in proper practice so that self-reliance is being able to be accomplished. So for the sequence, negative 10, comma, negative 7, comma, negative 1. Find the 17th term. Negative 7, negative 10, comma, negative 7. Then find the 17th term. So in this case, we're going to find that we have A in this case, here, or suppose to have negative 4. Negative 4 there. So find the 17th term. So our A is negative 10. Then our D we're going to find. Then our N, they've said the 17th term. So the 17th term means the number we are looking for is a 17. So at this moment, you are just going to find the value for D. So this is negative 10, negative 7, then negative 4. So we're going to find that negative 10, negative 7, then negative 4. Here maybe we can have that is negative 1, like that. So to this 10, in order to get a negative 7, to this negative 7 to get a negative 4, so on and so forth, a single and a constant number was being added. So if we say negative 10, the difference between 10 and the 7 is a 3. So if we say negative 10 plus 3, when two signs are consecutive and they are different, we always subtract. So it will be 10 minus 3, resulting that is into a 7. Then we pick the sign of the bigger number. In this case, we are going to find that 10 is bigger than 3, not considering a negative. So we are going to put a negative. So it's the main reason it was negative 7. If we say negative 7 plus a 3, two different consecutive signs, always subtract. 7 minus 3 will give a 4. And then we are going to pick the sign of the bigger number. The same applies to negative 4 plus, that is a 3. When two signs are different but they are consecutive, we always subtract 4 minus 3. 1, we pick the sign from negative 4. So we're going to find that at this case we found that this is going to be a positive 3. Then I'm going to say nth term equals, that is a plus n minus 1. Then I'm going to have a d. Then I'm going to say d. Where there is n, we are going to replace with 17 equals where there is a, negative 10 plus. Then where there is n, we are going to replace with the same 17. We say 17 minus 1. Then, where there is d, we replace with a positive 3. And at this particular moment in time, we are going to say 17th term equals, all there remains is to evaluate. That is the things which are inside the brackets, multiply with a 3, then after add to negative 10. So we say negative 10 plus 17 minus 1, this is 16. Then this is going to give a 3. Then the 17th term is going to be negative 10. Then we're going to multiply this side. 3 times 6 is 18, carry 1. 3 times 1 is 4, plus 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1, that's going to give a 4. Then, when we said when two signs are consecutive, we are always going to be subtracting. So 48 minus 10 is going to give a 38. But this 38 we have here is going to follow up the sign of the bigger number. And between 48 and negative 10, 48 is a bigger number. So we can put a positive like this, or we can be able to omit it. Having done that, then it means we've answered. What was more important is for us to find the value for t. And in this case, since the numbers were increasing, you need to know the smaller the negative, the bigger it is. So this is the smallest value. This is the smaller value. Then this is the highest value. So I'm going to find that I was adding because I was reducing in terms of the contents of the number, though the negatives are meaning that I was being able to increase. So A was negative 10, D was positive 3, N was 17, and we are going to find that n term equals A plus N minus 1T. But what there is N, we replace with 17 here. What there is A, we are going to replace with negative 10 plus what there is N again, 17 minus 1. This one is constant in the formula itself. Then what there is D, I'm going to replace with a positive 3. After that, I will say the 17th term equals negative 10 plus, but 17 minus 1, the difference is 16. Multiplying 16 and 3, especially in paper 1, should be very slow, especially that we are all trying to build accuracy and time management. So you can say 3 times 60, we get that is 18, we carry 1. Then 3 times 1, 3 plus the remainder 1, giving a 4. And altogether, the product is 48. 48, negative 10 plus 48, the signs are different, implying that we have to subtract, but except pick the sign of the bigger number. 48 minus 10, the answer is, that is negative positive 38. And then the signs you are going to follow here. Here there is a negative, here there is a positive. So you can put a positive here, or you can just omit it. So the correct answer is C, 38. So let's answer the last question. So the last question is saying, find the sum of the first 20 terms. So we are going to find the sum of the first 20 terms. So the sum of terms is given as n over 2, open brackets, 2a plus n minus 1, then t. Then I'm going to find that they've said the sum of the first 20 terms. So a is negative 10. Then we're going to find that the other thing that can be important, the number of terms should be 20. Then the common difference is still positive 3. Let's substitute these into the correct formula and see what we are going to evaluate. So, sum of, that is the 20 terms. Then what there is n, we replace with 20 over 2, open brackets 2. But we are supposed to multiply with a is negative 10, then plus, open brackets, what there is n, we are going to replace 20 minus 1. Then what there is d, we replace with d, positive 3. Having done that, we are going to evaluate to its simplest stage. The sum of 20 terms is going to be 2 into 20, is going to leave a 10, open brackets, 2 times negative 10 is negative 20, then plus 20 minus 1 is 19, but this 19 should not be 3 yet, because it should be multiplied with a 3, so we are going to bring down a 3 here. Then I'm going to say this is going to be 10, open brackets, negative 20, then plus 3 times 9 is 27. We're going to remain with a 2. 3 multiplied by 1 is 3, plus 2, 5. So this is going to give, that is a 57. Then this is going to be 10, open brackets. When two signs are consecutive, in as much as they are different, we need to subtract. So 57, that is minus 20, is going to give, that is 37. But this 37, we are going to find that it won't be negative because 57, which was a bigger number, already contained a positive sign. Then at this moment, we are now going to multiply or expand or simplify what is in the brackets. 10 multiplied by 37. So long as this is paper 1, we can take advantage of the 0, where we can write it before another number. Then we're going to say 1 times 7 is going to be 7. 1 times 3, this is going to be 3. Having done that, then this is the correct answer. So this is the sum of the first 20 terms as asked or being brought in the way the setup was in 2019 itself. So ladies and gentlemen and viewers out there, what's more important after watching the video? I hope you find it more beneficial and relate this maybe to 2018 internal, 2018 external and other previous examinations. And ensure that you are the only person who knows yourself better than anyone does. So this really depends on yourself. Remember, mathematics is all about actions. For now, till next time, it's a goodbye. You can also be able to comment below the video so as to ensure that I can be able to know how to make sure that the channel really grows and where maybe the errors or the mistakes might be able to be contained. Otherwise, what's more important is that for so long as you are being able to believe in yourself and your qualities, of your thoughts are always positive, there's nothing to be worried about. For now, goodbye.